making a steampunk snowman out of this little guy. So we are going to start with some texture for our first layer, using a bunch of bits and pieces of different things and glue and all kinds of fun things. So first thing I'm going to do is I've already cut up some of this netting. It's stretchy netting that usually is a bag like this. And I decided I'm going to put some of this toward the bottom half of the man. One of the nice things about these types of projects, steampunk or altered art, or just making something look old, is that the more texture tends to be the better. So if you get globs somewhere that dry that way, or you can see glue streaks, stuff like that, it kind of adds to the overall effect. So it's a very forgiving end result. One of the things I enjoy about this type of project is the transformation. Like, it starts out so weird, like, what the heck are you doing? And then you keep adding layers, you keep adding elements, you keep adding colors, and you come up with this end result at the end. I know what I'm saying. That just you never would have guessed looking at it at the beginning. this is where we're at with things so far. And it's gonna look crazy, obviously. So I'm going to use a brush. You can also use a palette knife or some other things. I'm just going to use the brush. Grab some on there so you can see it's kind of a... almost like school paste consistency. Or oatmeal-y, cream of wheat. That's making me hungry. There's cream of wheat. I like cream of wheat. I'm going to try very hard. This is kind of an awkward spot. But the nice thing is, if it doesn't come out perfect, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Because it doesn't need to be perfect. So that made a couple little lines. I think this is just kind of a weird spot to get too much going on with it. So I'm just going to pat that out a little bit because I don't want it to be that... I don't want it to stick out that much. I don't want to completely cover up the layer we have underneath this, but I just thought it would add a little bit of a difference to it. We are going to paint. We're going to paint it black. We've reached that portion finally. So this is a very thick gesso compared to the one I normally use, but we're going to do this one. So this is kind of a mundane step, but we're going for it. For some of the things, because the texture is subtle, I really want to make sure that I thin this out enough so that I don't lose the texture in like a big paint glob. Like, I feel like now I'm making the MTV Moon Man.
I wanted the snowman to seem like a toy that was pieced together with a sort of patchwork of different metals. I decided to go with a vibrant, bright, rusty orange for the nose to mimic that traditional carrot nose of a snowman. I used different stain colors to paint on the snowman to try to get into the crevices and then blot the excess off to age all the different parts of him, and also try to create some shadowing and depth. Moving on to using some effect pastes by Finnabair, I'm using yellow rust effect as well as a mint green patina effect paste to add to the distressing and the aging. These are thicker than acrylics and have a little texture to them like a grit. I want to brighten and highlight some of the areas that dulled from the aging process. Including touching up the nose with some of the rust effect paste in yellow. We're finally ready to move on from the base of the snowman. One of the first things I did was attach this wind-up key to the back of him. The base the key is sticking out of is a sticker from the Dollar Tree, and the key itself is from a grab bag pack that I believe I got off of Amazon of different types and shapes and sizes of keys. You can see the combination of hot glue and Fabri-Tac glue that I used to connect the key to the snowman. So I'm cheating a little bit and covering that up with some texture paste. This one is crackle, so when it dries it'll give a little crackling effect. And then we'll color it a bit. I had these cutouts on foam sheets in my stash, and I am painting them over with black gesso, the one I picked, and that will be what we'll use for his mustache, and we're going to embellish it with this rhinestone ribbon that I got from the dollar store. I liked the way this turned out as is. I did do a little distressing on the edges, but other than that, it was ready to glue onto the snowman, and I used Fabri-Tac and hot glue to get an instant bond. We're going to move on to work on his eyes. What I have here is a little tiny gear mold, and I used Formflex compound to fill it, and we're painting it with the black gesso so that we could add other colors to it, and this is going to be one of the eyes. I knew I wanted a monocle, so I'm using a kind of fancier looking gear as well as some chain from a necklace to make the monocle for the snowman. I was able to use scissors to cut the chain because it was the thinner part of the necklace, and one of the loops was left open, so I used that to attach it to the gear and then just used a pair of tweezers to clasp it shut. I was really happy with how his monocle turned out. I think it looks pretty cool. You'll also notice this other embellishment on his scarf, and that's what we're going to work on next here. I'm painting the inside of this little charm. I believe it's from Michael's, their Recollections brand. And then I'm going to put this gear from Finnabair on top. I wanted to make sure that that color really popped underneath that gear. And just for a bit of sparkle, I added one of these smaller rhinestone stickers to the center of the gear, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. You can see I've also been adding a few other gears here and there, like this one that's one of his buttons. Next up, I'll show you how we made the top hat. The first part was adding some embellishments to the base, and right now we're gluing on some paper cutout gears onto the brim with Fabri-Tac. You can see I also added some of the sticker beads. I'm using this Antique Brilliance wax in Fire Ruby to paint the little rivets on the hat. This is just like the metallic wax by Finnabair, only it's more of an antiquing effect than a metallic effect. I also used some Finnabair Sparks paint in the color Raven Black on the top of the hat. Decided I didn't really want to color the rest of the hat, but I left it on the top. And now we're going to add some of the mint green patina paste to the hat, as well as a little bit of metallic wax on the edges. I believe this was aged brass. At this point, I thought it looked a little too Christmassy with the green and red, so I'm just using some of the distress stain to subdue that so it looks more wintry and not so much of a Christmas feel. This part was a little difficult. This is a rather strong sticker from the Dollar Tree, so I had to really bend it and play with it for it to fit around the hat. I wanted to use it as the band for the steampunk goggles. As you might see, there's a bit of white around the trim of the sticker, and I want to cover that up. I'm going to use the crackle paste to do this, as well as cover the gaps between the band and the hat. For the goggles, these are actually the bases of some mini bottle trees that I had on hand. I'm painting the tops two different colors, this one being the light patina metallic paint, and then I will do one other color on the other goggle piece. This is an Opal Magic paint by Finnabair in the color Blue Violet. What's special about this paint is depending on the color of the base you use or which way you move the paint, it has a different hue. So this one would either be blue or violet. I wanted to add some dimension to the goggles by making them look like they were actually lenses. So I'm using this product called Glossy Accents. It's like a puffy glue. Once you put it on, it dries 3D and it has a glossy finish to it. So hopefully that will make it look like lenses. Here I'm just using a sharp tool to pop any bubbles that might have gotten into the glue. And here's the result once dry. And here is the completed hat. The little mechanicals on top of the hat are actually also Finnabair, and they're steampunk snowflakes pretty much, metal snowflakes. On the goggles, I have some gears that I cut, and also the jewels are from a piece of jewelry, a necklace. He's definitely become a dapper snow gentleman. I had these mini bird ornaments and I thought they would be a nice complement to the snowman. So we're just starting with coloring them gold metallic colors. I'm attaching some tiny keys to the two birds to make them look like they're also mechanical and do something when you wind them up. And I'm just using the same distressing products to cover any of the glue spots that formed from attaching the keys. Adding another little bit of sparkle with this Stickles Glitter Glue by Ranger. I have this metallic snowflake sticker, I think from Michaels, and I'm just distressing it up a bit so that I can add it as another little accent to the final piece. Our snowman's going to sit on top of this gear that I molded using Formflex compound, and I actually used a used rag to wipe the top of it, and I liked the effect that gave, so I'm leaving it like this. I'm leaving it white with a little bit of grit to it. We might add a little bit of sparkle to simulate like this is a snow hill that he's on. So we're just going to attach this, give it a little sparkle, add the last little bits of accents, and we should be done. Did feel like something was missing, so I'm adding this Deco Art snow text to just various random places on the snowman where you would think snow would fall. It's a texture paste, but it gives off the look of snow. And just because I like to be extra, I'm gluing a chain around the base where the snowman and the gear meet. This Wink of Stella glitter pen is a beautiful product. It leaves a really nice, subtle shimmer to your project. So that's what we're putting on the gear. I'm using the pen as well as Finnabare's Unicorn Effect Paste and some more of the snow text to give the effect that the sun makes when it hits the snow and you see all the shimmer and glitter.